So my next project will be this guy, the Gundam Astray Red Frame by Bandai. It's a real grade Gundam, meaning 1:1 full scale. First things first, I'm reading out the instruction manual now. Unfortunately, as with all Gundam kits, the instruction manual is primarily in Japanese, but that is not really a problem, as the manual is fully illustrated with part numbers printed in recognisable numbers, and yeah, everything's illustrated, so no problem there. Okay, so this is the Gundam Red Astray Frame. I've opened the part, opened the box, separated up all parts which were originally bagged up. They're now in alphabetical order. So I'm now going to start the basic assembly. What I'm going to do is I will put together the right leg on camera. Then after that's done, I'll start taking a bunch of stills and effectively give you a time lapse of me assembling the kit. Purely because this is going to take me probably 6 to 8 hours to assemble, and I don't think you'd be overly keen on watching an 8-hour video on YouTube of me putting a kit together. So, first off, right leg is B2. So, B2. Gundam kits in general and Royal Grade in specific are highly articulated. As you can see, the foot alone has 3 joints in. You've got movement at the ankle, just above the ankle, at the knee, which can fold pretty much right all the way back on itself. And at the... I can't think of the name of the hip. No, not hip. Well, anyway, where the leg joins the torso. So that's the first step of the assembly done. Second step, I need D19 and G5. If you want to, you're completely free to paint these. I usually do with a master grade, but the Royal Grades are a bit too small, a bit too fine tolerance. But they definitely can be painted. So D19. Which comes over the back of the foot. And the instructions show exactly what orientation it needs to be in. And then after G118, which is this. Now, these parts, Bandai have done an excellent job with. They snip off dead easy, leaving almost no flash or excess material, which is typical of the Gundam kits I've made. Occasionally you'll need to scrape off a little tiny bit, a little tiny nub where it had been joined to the frame, but that's a about it. I've never seen one of these with excessive flash or anything like that. So next stage is G1 15 and 16. Okay, the pieces are fine, but I need them cleaning up, which is great. Now for the toe section, G1 17. And D18. Gotta find a better place for this box so it's not quite so in the way. Yeah, now that camera should be able to capture the action a bit better. Not that action's really the right term for this. So these are the D12 and 13. They just snap together fairly well, although it's a bit of a tight squeeze to get it right the way in. I wouldn't usually use pliers as a modelling aid, but in this case it looks like I just need something to help me squeeze. Okay, so now I need parts E1 and 2. Assuming I can get these to go on. Good. Next up is D26 and a couple of pieces from A. So A12 and 13. Twelve. 13. So now C12. And E10 and 11. So 10 comes on this side, 11 the other. Now this one has got a couple of little nubs that are going to get in the way, so I'll trim them off. Great. Now I'm after C1 and C11. So next up I need E3 and 1811. That's the idiot. So E4, A10 and 11. So now this, it looks like it's supposed to slot on the ankle. Okay, that's that bit on. And now just a few finishing touches. A16. A14. A14 slides on here. And finally G4. Okay, I was looking at it all wrong. I made the Master Grade one of these not so long ago, and I was thinking of the assembly order of that, which actually seems to be quite different. Not really a surprise, but yeah, it threw me slightly. Okay, that there is the left leg fully assembled. Oh, sorry, the right leg fully assembled. Now, I don't really think you're going to want to watch me take another sort of 5 hours to assemble the rest of the kit. So I'm going to stop recording and start doing a series of stills. Okay, here begin the time-lapse stills. That's basically showing off posability of the right leg. Now beginning on the left and showing as I'm putting it together. Sorry I haven't been able to keep everything completely static. Would have been so much better if I had, but
think this format's a bit better than the actual proper video showing everything, because there's not so much wasted time when I'm cutting parts of the trees, etc. You're just seeing how it goes together. So yeah, now for the waist. It's fascinating the way half the steps you can barely see any change, then all of a sudden you notice it looks completely different. Now this is building the cockpit cover. It's actually got a removable cockpit. Unfortunately no pilot figure to actually see in there. So yeah, that opens up and closes when it's on the kit, as you can see in those shots there. Not sure if you're actually noticing, but there's several different shades of red on this kit, as well as a few different greys. Here's the head going together. That's a clear green section, which I'll show off in a few seconds with a light shining through to show you the effect. Unfortunately nowhere for an LED to go on this kit, it's so tightly packed. That's before and after I'm applying some panel lines to bring up the detail a bit. Those really can make a huge difference to the look of the finished kit. So there she is, more or less all together. And again, lighting up the eyes. Unfortunately, the only way to do that is backlight it. Here's the backpack going together. Those two white sticks are actually beam sabers, effectively lightsabers. And here's the weapons. The gun, the shield. Now again, look at the detail the panel lines make. It just makes it look so much more detailed. I haven't really added anything, all I've done is traced around the lines on the kit. But it looks so much better. And here's the main attraction of this kit, the katana. It's nicely curved, not showing up well there, but there is actually a ham on line etched into the plastic, so it looks pretty good. And again, with the scabbard, you can really see what panel lines do. If someone had a slightly heavier hand than me, it'd look even better. The kit had many sets of hands with it. I think there were about 4 or 5 pairs, designed for various different purposes. The red and white, the ones with white fingers, those are posable hands. They've got 2 hinges for each finger.
Well, Astray Red is pretty much finished. There's some panel line to do, there's still some more decals to apply. But yeah, she's pretty much done. She came with a wide variety of accessories, including the sword, gun, a couple of lightsabers, well, beam sabers is what they're officially called, but they are effectively lightsabers, shield, and yeah, she looks very good. Not really any significant problems with the kit. It goes together fine. Some of the bits are a bit fiddly to assemble, but that's literally all the complaints I've got with it. Now I have assembled this guy. I've actually got a real grade and a master grade to compare side by side of the same kit. So here they are. The master grade is about 10 centimeters taller. It looks just, in my opinion, better due to the size increase. However, the real grade is more detailed. Yep, there's definitely more detail on the smaller kit, despite the fact that I think the bigger one looks better. For example, the sword on the master grade was just a single shade. The sword on the real grade has actually got a monoline put onto it. That's a tempering line with Japanese swords. They're clay tempered. They put a thicker layer of clay on some parts to others. Parts with a thinner layer of clay cools faster and leaves a less reflective finish. So I achieved that on the master grade kit with just a bit of masking tape and a spray of matte clear. The real grade had already got that put on. The master grade of course came with a completely different accessories pack, which I've not bothered for the sake of this video because it doesn't make any difference. But direct comparison, I think the master grades look better, but the real grades are definitely more detailed and probably a few more parts. So there you have it. Next video will be this, the Wing Gundam. It's a master grade kit as opposed to the last one was a real grade, meaning 100 as opposed to 140 full scale. Again comes moulded in colour, so it doesn't really need painting, but to be honest I'm not crazy about that shade of red and blue, so it will get painted. That next video will be out sometime within a week after this one posts. I hope you enjoyed it.